Welcome to day 27 of Counting the Omer. We are still in the Netzach, in our own endurance, this ability to be the leader within our own life and bringing our gifts into the world. Being who we are, expressing who we are, moving in a direction with the endurance, with the discipline. Yesod is all about connection, foundation. And you can imagine a house. You want to build a house, you want to create something, which is the Netzach energy. But without a good foundation, it's very hard to build that house. It will just fall over. It will break. It will not be a strong and safe and good house to live in. So sometimes when we are building something, creating something, we need to create that foundation first. Maybe we need to achieve some knowledge. Maybe we need to go to some sort of school or learn. When we are becoming a doctor, we need to study before we take that step and starting to heal people. And this night, I had so many dreams about this Netzach energy, about being a leader, a spiritual teacher, and how that feels in different kind of situations. One dream I had, I was some sort of a teacher, a leader in this retreat center I often go to and teach. But there was one person there telling me that you can't pretend to be a nurse, or you can't teach about things you don't know about. And when she said that, I felt so much confusion. And I was thinking, is she right? Do I often do this, that I pretend to know more than I do? And in a way, she's right. This is one of my shadow aspect. I can jump into things. I feel ready in one way, but not in the other way. Or I can have some knowledge about something, but I'm not the doctor to say. And because I feel some insecurities, because I don't have the knowledge, I feel the foundation is not really there, it brings me into this feeling of insecurity. So I try to compensate by pretending that I know more than I do. So this is something I need to work with. And instead of pretending that I know more, I could, for example, say that I appreciate your question and I would really love to help you, but this is really not my strongest part. I don't have the information I feel I need to give you the right or correct answer or to help you, but let's sit down with it and we can speak about it and we can try to unpack it, and I can share with you what I know. And maybe help you to ask some questions. Maybe you can find that wisdom within yourself. So it's not really about doing anything wrong, but it's about how it makes me feel in that situation. So instead of being vulnerable, I put on this layer of protecting myself, or trying to protect some layers of me, my own insecurities. And then I pretend that I know more than I actually do. And since we are in the Yesod energy, which is all about connection, communication, coming into union with others, being able to be vulnerable and open and to admit that I'm sorry, this is out of my league, or I feel I can't help you the way you deserve to be helped. I think that's a really great leadership. Imagine you go to a doctor and the doctor tells you, you know what, I would really love to help you with it, but I can see that this is a bit out of my field, and let's sit down and we reflect a bit about it, and I can see if I can find the right person for you or try to help you in another way. Sometimes all we need is to be listened to, to feel that you can trust that other person so we can open up. Well, that was one of my dreams. I had many dreams this night that were really showing me this bridge between the Yesod and the Netzach, showing me where my foundation is not strong enough in a way. In my next dream, I was back in my old police work, and I had become a leader in my group or my team, and there was this bubble bath, this huge bathtub that I was cleaning. It was so dirty. It was full of leaves from the autumn that blocked all those channels where the air is coming through, and that obviously make the water bubble that creates this nice pleasure, right? Within the when you're taking a bath, if all those air or this machine within that bathtub, which is creating the air and the massage and everything, if they're blocked with a lot of dirt, there won't be very much movement in the water, right? So imagine this is what's also happening within the body. When we are blocked in our system, if there are old wounds or dirt within the body, if the body is full of poison, for example, it will block the energy channels so the air can't move through. And this will keep your body dense and heavy. And the pleasure will not be able either to fully go through the system. Imagine you're having an orgasm and you're only experiencing like 5% of it, when the pleasure could be 100%. So in a way, it's showing me where I'm still having this dirt in my system, my own system, and especially down in the area of the Yesod, which is in the sacral area, where I had a huge surgery some years ago because of cancer. And this is really something I think I carry with me from past lives, and and of course this life, and it's all about trauma with abandonment and trauma with the masculine, trauma with abuse, and so on. So of course there are still channels within my body which are blocked and which I need to purify. But the topic here in the dream was that I was this alpha, because in the police, when you were the leader of your team, you had the title alpha. So there was a man there who I used to work with, who I admired a lot, because he was always so humble towards people, and he was really there to do good. He was not this typical alpha dog, who needed to show off himself or be someone he wasn't really. He was just very humble in his work, and he always showed people so much respect and love and care. He was really there to just help people. So I admired him for that, and he helped me a lot because I was so confused, because some other leaders in my group, when I was very young and I started working there, they were quite the opposite. They were really alpha dogs in their shadow, showing off, being disrespectful towards people. I remember we were driving our police car, and they were sitting and pointing the fingers at people and talking badly about them, and it made me feel so bad, these judgments they had. And I brought that with me because it felt like I needed to change myself and to become that judgmental in a way, or play their game to fit in. And when I played that role with this guy I admired so much, he just immediately stopped me and he said, "Tanya, don't do that with me. You don't need to do that. I know who your leader is, and I understand why you think you need to act like this and talk like this, but with me you don't. And I really don't like that when people are judgmental." So I was, of course, a little bit shocked about his direct way to put me into the right place, but because of him, he immediately stopped a behavior which brought me far away from my own truth and how I like to be and how it feels good to be. And I will be forever grateful for what he did to me that day. But in my dream, he told me, "Tanya, now you are the alpha. Are you sure you're supposed to clean that tub?" As a leader, you have the responsibility to lock down and close this and that office. He was probably talking about the place where we kept all the weapons and things like that, as the leader, you had to take responsibility to make sure that every weapon were in its place and things needed to be locked down and we needed to count. That everything was where it's supposed to be. Wow, this feels like I'm talking about a past life because it feels like it was ages ago. But anyway, when he asked me that question, "Are you sure you're supposed to clean that bathtub?" I was so sure about it. I was like, yeah, I really want to do this. How much time do I have? And he said, "You have 2 hours." And I said, "Will I manage to do both clean this tub and then also make sure I have locked down everything?" And he's like looking at the time, "Yeah, you have 2 hours. I think you will be fine." And I was so determined to go into that tub and clean everything out. And I did. So this was really showing me the Netzach energy, this endurance to purify myself and to really go through this process, make it happen, no matter what, even though it means that I really need to hurry up with the other things I'm supposed to do, with my other responsibilities. I can manage both. And I felt so good making that decision. I was like, yeah, of course I can. I can do this. And I felt so proud of myself. I felt really good doing this work. So I'm sharing this to give you some sort of daily life experiences of this Netzach and the Yesod. And we are purifying that gate between the way we relate to other people, the way we relate to ourselves, and how we are creating this foundation of the building, which is ourself, the body. What are we really doing for ourselves? If we are not willing to do that purification work, how can we actually build a healthy and strong and good relationship with another human being? We will just scratch the surface in a way. We can never really go into the depth and our biggest potential. I had even 2 more dreams about the same topic this night, and the next dream I was sitting, or I was in some sort of retreat environment, and there was a group of people there. I was not the leader, I was not the teacher in this retreat. I was just there and I was observing, and I saw that maybe I would have done it quite differently, and people were not very happy with the leadership and the way this teacher was running the retreat. But in the end, we were sitting down and we were having this conclusion in a way and opening up the space to share our experiences. And then the teacher, the leader, told me, Tanya, you have been very quiet for these days. And I have seen that you are observing. May you please share with us what you have observed? And I got so surprised by her invitation and that she had seen me. I felt seen by her, that she actually saw my role in that group in a way, because I did observe all the people. And my point is that she asked me for this. She opened the space for me to speak out. And I did. But then in a way, the whole dream changed. And suddenly there was a child there. Because it was like we were in this retreat and we had brought our children. All the people in the group had brought their children. And there was this young girl. She came to me and she said, I miss my dad. And I asked her, do you want me to call your dad? And she said, no, you don't need to do that. And I was like, okay. But then I still did. Because for some reason I felt that, maybe she don't know what's best for her, so I will call him anyway. But when I called him, the father was very confused because the child didn't want to speak with him. She was busy playing. And I was like, And then I tried to connect with her mother, which was there in the retreat with me. And I asked her, or I tried to connect, but then I realized I don't remember this person's name. And when I tried to connect with her, she was too busy, or she was somehow not really there present with me. So she didn't catch my intention of connecting with her. So she just disappeared into the town or something, and I was there on the phone with this father, and I felt so stupid. I was like, why did I do this? Why did I call this father when the child wasn't interested and the mother wasn't really there? Who am I to try to fix this situation? No one asked me to, and I felt horrible. And when I woke up, I've been contemplating about this, as a leader, as a healer. I can see that I have this tendency to take too much responsibility for people. And when I cross their boundaries, when they have actually said, no, thank you, I don't want your help, and I still try, I end up losing my power, feeling stupid and bad. So I feel like my spirit, my soul, my helpers have been there this night to show me that if I just turn inwards and truly listen to myself, observe the people I'm working with, not acting before the other person is ready and I'm invited, I can use my power just to be there, be the leader in a way. But if I cross those boundaries, if that person is not ready, it was maybe just coming to me, open it, his or her heart, like the child, I miss my dad. I could just see that child in that moment. But then she had her emotional support through me and she said, no, I don't want more help from you. Okay, let it go. Instead of trying to fix things. So this is really what I feel that the whole counting of the Omer is helping us with. And of course the planetary shifts that is going on in the moment is supporting that process. So be humble as a leader. Be humble towards ourselves. Be humble towards other people. When we manage to do that, to just observe, not act, not pretend, just be in our own heart center, we feel so much better. And we will be invited when our gifts are wanted. The people we are working with will feel better, and we will feel better. But when we are forcing ourselves or pushing ourselves towards people and they are not ready for that, it will just create a distance. It creates the opposite of what at least I am longing for and striving for, which is union. And this is something when I started this healing work with the masculine and the feminine, I was so determined to make this happen with my twin soul, with my mirror. And of course, he's the one that I struggle the most with, because with us, all the shadow comes up in between. And we need to work with everything, which is of course a gift, but it can be quite challenging sometimes. But that was in the beginning. Now I experience more and more that this is something I really want with everyone. I want to connect from this place of peace and harmony and union and oneness. humility, respect, being able to give that other person space to grow on his or her own, not being judgmental, just holding space, stepping back, giving space, being humble, being grateful for that person and how this person is mirroring me. Being able to be vulnerable, open, expressing when I feel that I'm lacking something, that I have some needs, or maybe I don't feel strong enough or have enough wisdom in one field, and being brave enough to express that. I feel weak in this area. I'm truly grateful for my dreams this night. It shows me where I still have a lot of potential to grow, where I need more self-reflection. It strengthens my ability to have compassion with myself. Because when we do this self-reflection, if we judge ourselves for our weaknesses, it won't help much. It will not help us to heal and release and integrate those parts which needs to be embraced and loved and cared for, because they come from insecurities. If you yell at a child who is insecure, it will definitely not make that child feel safe. It will have the complete opposite effect. It will just feel even more insecure. So this is how we need to treat our weaknesses as small children who are insecure, who feel they don't master this or that. Who maybe feels shameful. If you yell at a child who is already full of shame, you will just increase the shame. If you tell that child, I can see you, I feel your shame, I understand where it's coming from, I'm here, I love you, I want to help you. Maybe you just want a hug from me, maybe you want to be seen, maybe you want to feel safe. Can you communicate this to your own inner children? You will definitely feel more safe, feel more loved, feel more accepted. And that love will help that inner child to grow and to integrate. If you need some help in this work, if you find yourself having a lot of these inner children and you're not really sure about how to meet them and hold space for them, please reach out to me. Send me a text and I can help you. You can book a time with me. When we come out of patterns. It can be quite hard sometimes to do this on our own. And we need some sort of experiences first. We need to have this experience of how it feels to be safe when we face our challenges and weaknesses. If we have no clue about how to meet ourselves with compassion, going into the dark places will be very, very challenging. So we need to establish this love and kindness before we go into the darkness. Yeah, okay. May you have a beautiful, purifying day. We are coming to a conclusion of the Netzach week. Are you a leader in your own life? Are you taking those steps you need to make to come closer towards the truth of who you are and your gifts and mission in life? And if you don't find yourself coming any closer, ask for assistance. Pray to God. Talk with your angels. Ask specific questions towards them. Ask them to show you your gifts. Ask them to show you where you light up, where you feel like you're going into this flow, feeling the joy of creating, being, sharing. The Archangel Haniel is waiting for you to ask for assistance. She is there. This is the angel of joy. And working with the Netzach. Please help us, Haniel, to show us the way towards joy. Because it can be so joyful to share our gifts and to be out there in the world, being who we are, flowing, connecting, sharing love, sharing peace and harmony and joy. Life can be so beautiful. And the more we purify and let go, the more harmonious and joyful it becomes. Okay. Namaste.